catch it this time because normally I'm just waffling and it, oh, we're on. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening. Welcome to everyone. Welcome to the live stream. We're triple streaming as usual. We're on TikTok. We're on Facebook. We're not on Facebook at all. I don't even have Facebook. We are on TikTok. We're on YouTube, and we are on X. So, ladies and gentlemen, the crux of the live stream right now. I mean, there's so much. There is so much stuff to get through. It's going to be difficult, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not going to lie. We have got UK media blackout right now in Epping. For those of you who don't know what's happened in Epping, migrants have broken into a school. 2 migrants have broken into a school. I genuinely don't know what is happening there because, like I said, there's a media blackout. So I'm going to talk about that, what we know from mainstream media. Also, Home Office, like, we can't get rid of migrants in the UK now, ladies and gentlemen. They're done. It's done. It's over. It's finished. It's over. We need to stop pretending that we can get rid of migrants because it's just not happening. You know, it's absolutely not happening. Hang on a minute. Right. Sub trading. Hang on, guys. Hang on. Job. Right. Sub trading. With respect, I don't know what language that is. So can you just can we use English as the working language, please? Right, sub trading. I don't know what that is. So guys, listen. Just some guys jumped on. He's called sub trading. I don't know what language he's. I don't know what language that's in. I don't know what sub trading is talking about. It's that silly brain rot stuff. Right, sub trading. With respect, I'm just gonna mute you. So if Sab Trading can talk English, and I mean no disrespect to that, I just don't understand the language that they're talking. So Sab Trading, real quick. Oh, mute yourself. All right, fair enough. I'll mute myself. Right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm turning off the live now because Sab Trading says mute myself. Oh no, I forgot. I'm in charge. I've got the cursor. It's the Raven Hour. I do exactly what I want. Honestly, guys, really? Right now you want to test my patience? Is that what you want to do? You want to test my patience? Look, I was getting all colonial a little. Like, I watched Last of the Mohicans, Danny Day-Lewis. I was watching Last of the Mohicans and I was thinking, oh God, like, where's our big exploration? Where is our big exploration? And look, I am speaking right now to people who identify as white Europeans because there's something in white Europeans' blood that just makes them want to go out and explore and find new things, build new worlds, build new stuff. And right now, we don't have that anymore. You know, like when does Raven get to go to Mars? When do I get to go to Mars and walk on ground that nobody's ever walked on? When do I get to go to the moon and see things nobody else has ever seen? When do I get to go to Enceladus, to Europa, to Titan? You know, when do we have these big exploration pushes that Western Europeans need? And I'm going to say it, white Europeans need. That's what's in our blood, ladies and gentlemen. That is what is in our blood. Exploration, you know. Exploration, pushing the boundaries of what humans can do. And then, you know what? That's absolutely fine. After a while, you know, black people can come and they can say, oh, we're here now. We want free stuff. You know, you guys have settled and you guys have got all this infrastructure in place. Where's my free stuff? Where, right, there, have the free stuff. Have the free stuff. You know. And then the Muslims can come and the Muslims can say that, oh, it was Allah's will. It was Allah's will that the white Europeans went and conquered Mars, built infrastructure. You know, they built a world there, and that was Allah's will. So we could go out there and you know and take over and jihad them with population manipulation. All right, okay, fine. Where's the next planet? Right, okay, let's go to Enceladus. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. Because honestly, I watched Last of the Mohicans. like last night, and honestly, I was just a part of me, I think I was born 200 years too late or 200 years too early. I do. I feel like right now, humanity, we're in like this crossroads where we've not quite gone into space, and we're just regurgitating like ridiculous stuff, you know. And for anyone who's out there, right? Anyone who's out there right now, they say, oh, but Sean, Britain was founded by migrants. Stop. Britain was not founded by migrants. Britain was founded by settlers. A settler is a person who moves to a new area, sparsely populated, undeveloped land, with the intention of establishing a permanent home or community. Settlers are typically colonizers. You know, they develop. You know, they go to a place, they develop the land. They build fantastic stuff. Look at the Europeans that went to America. Look at the Spanish that went to South America. You know. Now, a migrant is a person who waits until all that stuff's in place and then moves to another place for work, education, safety. They've got a better quality of life. That's what migration is. So anybody who tells me, right, that Britain was founded by migrants, in fact, you know what? The next time someone tells you that Britain or America was founded by migrants, don't even respond to them. Just laugh to yourself at how uneducated they are. Just laugh to them, guys. Absolutely laugh at them. You know. Right, let me get some questions. Right, ladies and gentlemen, in fact, you know what? I'm not getting any questions. The algorithm. So you know how earlier on today on the live stream I was telling you the TikTok. I was saying the TikTok software was glitching. I literally, when I logged in whenever I logged in, when I logged in, it said there's a new update. So they've obviously fixed those bugs. Right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to start with this, right? Okay, so this is from the mainstream. There's been a media blackout. Well, it's not even from the mainstream. This is from Epping Forest Guardian. Davenant School arrest. Man seen near school. A man has been arrested after reports of a man on the grounds of a school. Staff at the school found a man acting unusual on the grounds of the school. Today, September the 17th, Essex police say that when staff approached the man and asked him to leave, he did comply. But here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen. Why do these migrants, can we call them migrants, or can I call them invaders? We'll call them migrants. Look, ladies and gentlemen, this is an open question. I genuinely do not know the answer. Why do migrant men have a fascination with schools? Why do they have a fascination with schools? And that is literally all. Oh, and then that man was actually identified as a person who skipped bail, and there was an arrest warrant out for his arrest. Now, the Express are also commenting. And look, guys, there is an absolute media blackout on this. Believe me, this article, this incident should be all over. This incident should be all over. It's Epping, it's asylum seekers, it's schools. Why is this not pushed all over mainstream media right now? Asylum seeker arrested at school near Epping after student raises alarm with teachers. Can you imagine? You're there, you know, you're doing trigonometry or something, and you know, Tariq or Mohammed's running around the school. I don't know. Is he looking for the mosque? Is he wanting to pray? An Essex school called the police after spotting a man acting suspiciously on school ground. A wanted man, so this was a wanted man, you know, this is not just a normal man, this was a wanted man. A wanted man who skipped his own court hearing so he's already an offender, so he's already a criminal. Ladies and gentlemen, like, we're a safe haven for criminals. The United Kingdom is a safe haven for criminals. And look, I'm just calling out to you guys right now. If you're a foreign criminal, come to no point doing, why would you bother doing your jail time, lads? If you're a foreign criminal, why would you bother doing your jail time in your country? Don't waste your. Can you imagine the TUI Jet 2 holiday music bit playing behind me? Don't bother doing time in your own country. Come to the United Kingdom for a fully paid for stay. We'll give you 3 meals a day. You don't like the food? Complain, we'll give you more. You don't have anything? We'll give you food, accommodation, shower gel. We'll even give you money in your pocket. And if you commit a crime in our country, don't worry, we'll not even prosecute you, because your rights trump the people of the United Kingdom. So a wanted man who has skipped bail on his own court hearing has been arrested after breaking into a school in Epping. The Express has seen text messages alleging the suspect was one of 2 migrants wandering around a school property. But Essex police, here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen, Essex police has not commented or confirmed or denied their status. They've not commented, basically, Essex police. Now, there's only 2 and really only one mainstream media outlets reporting on this right now. Epping, migrants, schools. This should be on the forefront of everybody right now. So this happened on the 17th, today, the 17th of December. 17th of September, guys. All right. Why is this not plastered all over the mainstream? Now, he was arrested for failing to attend bail. We don't know what nobody's saying what he was failing to attend bail for. I mean, he's a migrant, so he's a migrant man, because they're saying he. So I don't know, what do migrant men usually get put in jail for? I don't know. Tax evasion. And then the article goes on. It doesn't really give it doesn't really give any further information. All it says is the school is 20-minute walk from asylum accommodations. But look, you know, this just highlights the greater problem right now in the United Kingdom that nobody seems to be addressing. These people are here to stay, ladies and gentlemen. And you think things are bad now? You think things are bad now? Trust me. Trust me. You have seen nothing. You've seen nothing yet, ladies and gentlemen. You've seen nothing yet. We've not seen the Palestinians arrive yet. We haven't. We've not seen the Palestinians arrive. We have not seen the Africans become Africans yet, because we're keeping them in hotels and they're relatively controlled. Wait till the Africans become Africans. And listen, I'll be the first one to say it. I think Africa should be for the Africans. I'm going to talk now, guys, about we've got this. You know, we've got this 1 in 1 out bill, right? So I don't know if you guys know or not, but the 1 in 1 out bill is. So the 1 in 1 out. Right. Okay. I need to give context to this. So here in the United Kingdom, we cannot get rid of people who are here illegally. Now, just quickly, my 3 best excuses. If you're here illegally, and you see your child doesn't like the chicken nuggets in the country you're going to get deported to, you get to stay. If you're here illegally and if you've committed a crime in another country and you fled to the United Kingdom, don't worry. If you say your cell in the country where you committed the crime is too small, we'll keep you here. And don't worry, because you've not committed any crime in our country, we won't put you in prison here. And finally, if you say you won't have any money when you get deported, fine, we'll keep you here as well. So that's their real world. That's really happening now in the United Kingdom. That's here. We cannot get rid of these people. So everybody who thinks we're going to vote for this person or this person's got this new strategy. Look, guys, I would get rid of these motherfuckers within 24 hours. I promise you, I would bring the military in. I wouldn't tell anyone about it. There'd be a media blackout on it. I would have a super injunction. And the military would start clearing these hotels out. And I don't mean clearing these hotels out by putting them into private houses. I mean the military would start clearing these hotels out, bagging and tagging people, and then they would get off an aeroplane or a ship and they would be on Western Falkland Islands. And I would say, okay, you guys want to be settlers? There's your Western Falkland Islands. Go settle. Go settle that. Be settlers. What? You worried? Don't worry. I'm going to bring the same amount down next month. We're going to really populate that island. There's going to be loads of you guys down there. Let me just monologue for a second, guys. Let me just monologue. So what do we mean by this one in, one out deal? So if you live in the United Kingdom, just real quick, and I don't mean to, if you live in the United Kingdom right now, your town, your city, wherever you live, it's been changed beyond. I live in a relatively small village on the outskirts of Yorkshire. You know, it's not on the outskirts of Yorkshire. It's in Yorkshire, on the in the countryside in Yorkshire, on the outskirts of Sheffield. Now, so small, picturesque English village. That's where I live. I went to like the local, like little strip mall. There's like a Tesco's Extra there. Well, anyway, and there's a cash machine. I was waiting for the cash machine. There was a black guy in front of me. And I was looking at him and I said, "Excuse me, mate, do you speak English?" I don't know how I feel about that. I'm asking a guy in a small village now if he speaks English. Not because of the color of his skin, because he was like dawdling, but he was a black guy. And he said, "Yes, mate, I do." And I felt guilty about that because he was clearly not like a migrant. And I felt guilty about that. But and I've been thinking about that for quite a few days now. Was I in the wrong? Did he feel like did he feel I was being offensive? How did he feel about that? I'd like to go and talk to him. I hope I see him again, because I said, "Excuse me, mate. Like the other day, you was at the cash machine and you were dawdling with your cash card. Like, I asked you if you spoke English. How did that make you feel? Because 5 years ago, I'd have just said, "Excuse me, mate, you okay? Are you all right? Are you using that?" But I didn't. I asked him if he spoke English. Because I didn't want to say to him, I didn't want to say to him, "Oh, excuse me, mate, do you speak English?" Oh, sorry. I didn't want to say to him, "Excuse me, mate, are you using that machine?" 5-10 years ago, that's what I would have said. I would have assumed he spoke English. But now, small villages in northern England, I don't know. Multiculturalism, guys, multiculturalism. And look, I'm going to say this again because I don't give a shit anymore. It's in the blood of white Europeans to explore. It's in our blood. Right now, I watched What did I watch? Last of the Mohicans. I watched Last of the Mohicans the other day. But like last night, I think yeah, last night. I watched Danny Day-Lewis, Last of the Mohicans. And I've probably not seen that movie for like 10, 15, maybe even more years. And I was like, wow, I need that. I need that expanse. I need that open countryside. I need to feel that where I'm going, no one else has ever been before. I need to go to Mars or the moon or Enceladus or Europa or Titan. I need to be there with my white European sophistication and vast intellect. And I need to be dealing with these problems. I don't need to be dealing with council tax, bills, cost of living. I don't need to be dealing with that shit, guys. I'm a white European. I should be out there in the cosmos, settling the universe. And then after we've settled it, after we've built a unit, after we've built a civilization, we've got grand buildings, we're drilling for oil, we're drilling for hydrocarbons, we've got nuclear energy all over the place. After that, the blacks can come, the Muslims can come, everybody else can come. And then we can move somewhere else. Because everybody needs their spot everybody needs their place in the world. And it's white Europeans' place in the world to explore, to push boundaries, to go where no one else has ever been before. And that's what I'm lacking, guys. I feel that I was born 200 years too early or 200 years too late. Because right now we've got this like war on war on war, and these guys are doing this, and I'm like, stop with the wars. I don't want war. I don't want to see any more blood. I've had enough. Trust me, I've seen enough. I want to go places where nobody else has ever been before. And we're not going to do that while we're fighting each other. But don't worry. You know, after the white Europeans have gone into space and dealt with the moon, dealt with Mars, dealt with, you know, Saturn and Jupiter's moons, all the black community, they can come up there and say, where's my free stuff? And we'll say, right, there's your free stuff there. We're off to the next place. All the Muslims, all you guys who are Muslim, who pray 5 times a day, you guys, while you're praying 5 times a day, you can say, it's Allah's will. It was Allah who made the white Europeans go into space and colonize all these worlds, and we're just going to go and do jihad on those white Europeans. That's what they're going to do. And that's fine by me. I totally accept that. I welcome it. But just get me off this planet, guys. Honestly, get me off this planet. Right, let me talk about what's happening in the UK, though. Sorry, I'm going on a bit of a tangent there, guys. Right, I've not asked you guys. Right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, if you're watching, can you please do me a real big favor? Like, comment, share, subscribe, whatever the buttons are, wherever those buttons are. Can you do me a real big favor and click those buttons, because it really helps me out. Sharing my stuff on your socials also helps me out massively. It really does. Really helps me out when you guys share that stuff. I'm going to jump on some comments, actually. And then I'm going to talk about why in the United Kingdom we cannot get rid of migrants, and why I don't even care anymore. I don't even care anymore. I want to go to Antarctica. Then I want to go to the moon. Then I want to go to Mars. Then I want to go to Enceladus. Then I want to go to Europa. Then I want to go to Titan. Maybe Titan before Enceladus. But Google it is saying, I would make lefties to put one migrant in their houses or they would be jailed. Rose is saying, absolutely agree with you. I don't know. Rose, do you want to come to Mars with me, Rose? Rose, is it just me and you so far going to Mars? Civil resistance. Civil resistance is, let me pin this actually. Civil resistance is saying, I don't think so. White Europeans have always tried to colonize. Like, white Europeans have colonized. Black people are already there. Civil resistance, with respect, civil resistance, like, I think you need to stop watching the BBC. I mean, no disrespect by this. I just think, like, the BBC is not an accurate depiction of history. I'm just saying, you know, the BBC, how they say, oh, this is what the Vikings look like. No, the Vikings were white. When the BBC said this is what the Romans look like, no, they were white. When the BBC said this is what the Europeans look like, no, they were white. So with respect, civil resistance, I think you really need to look into history, but it is what it is. Thank you for your comment. Gareth Thomas is saying, you know, we're already up there in the stars. 95% of what you see is ours. Gareth Thomas, I don't even know what that means, Gareth Thomas, but can you elaborate, please? Can you elaborate on that comment? I don't know what that means. Sergeant Gunnery is saying, if only we had a Starship Enterprise, Sean, I'd be with you. Yeah, I mean, honestly, right now, planet Earth is over. Isn't that a song by Duran Duran? Is it Planet Earth? I think there's a song by Duran Duran called Planet Earth. Yeah, I just want to get off this planet right now, guys. You know, I'm sick of this planet, and that's like an inner calling. That's like a spiritual calling to me. You know how people get a calling to do something? My calling is with exploration. I don't want wars. I don't want any wars. Stop all wars. They're ridiculous. I don't want anybody hurting anyone. I promise you, ladies and gentlemen, I do not want any harm to anyone. Anyone. Whether you're black, white, red, green, blue, whatever, wherever you're from, I don't care. I do not want any harm to come to you. I personally want to explore. And I understand that because of my bloodline, because of my genes, which is white European, you can trace my family back to the 11th century in the in England. We're settlers. I feel in my blood, in my bones. We need to get off this planet, guys, and stop having wars with each other. Rose is saying, Starmer's ex-posts have been awful today. Do you know what? I will have a look at them in a little bit. I've not seen them. Bright Eyes is saying, turn around, Bright Eyes. Bright Eyes is saying, what do you think of Advance UK? As I feel reform aren't going to save us. Yeah. So just as a quick look, guys, I can see the YouTube comments going crackers at the moment. Give me a sec. I'm gonna answer Bright Eyes, and then I'm gonna jump over to YouTube afterwards. So when I'm saying this, when I'm talking about reform, advance, politics in the United Kingdom, at the last election, I was a candidate for reform. I was a candidate for reform. I went to all the meetings. I met with Farage. And look, guys, I do not have a bad word to say about Farage. He's intelligent. He's articulate. He's a great guy. The bad things I have to say about the political system and how it's set up. And what I'm going to say to Bright Eyes, all political parties, changing a political party is like changing the wheels on your car. If the engine's broken on your car and you change the wheels, you're still going to have the same problems. Doesn't matter what wheels you've. Oh, I've got Pirelli P0s. Oh, it's going to go right fast. Really, your engine's still kaput. So you know. Right, I'm going to jump over to YouTube straight away, ladies and gentlemen. Straight away. Look, guys, I have got a massive monologue to give, and I'm just conscious I've not given it yet. Right. So Nympha, right? There's a lady, right? And I mean, no distress. Nymphadoria, I think her name is Nymphadoria. With respect, your picture is rather provocative, all right? And this is a family show. I don't swear. I've pinned your comment, but like your picture's rather provocative. And I'm not saying you should change your picture. All I'm saying is this is a family show. But I do think it's fair what she's saying is school in lockdown after firearms spotted. An emergency alert in UK schools were put under lockdown after police received reports of a man with a firearm in Wigan. A number of shops closed too. So I'm going to close that down as well. So the crux of this video, if you're watching on TikTok, are things are about to get a lot worse, and they are. We're only just seeing the beginning, and we're only just seeing the beginning of this, guys. We really are, and it's just winding me up so much. It really is. It's driving me crackers. John Tracy is saying, John Tracy is saying, I saw a Muslim cashier at 03:24 a.m. on his prayer mat in a 24-hour petrol station. I had to wait 5 minutes before he let me in to buy cigarettes. Well, first of all, John Tracy, you need to quit the cigarettes. They're bad for your health. As I understand it, like each cigarette is 5 minutes off your life. So straight away, I would say quit your cigarettes. The second thing I'll say on that is when I used to work in Baghdad, and this is funny, when I used to work in Baghdad, if you were going through the BIAP, so the Baghdad International Airport BIAP, and you happened to go through at prayer time, there was no security. I promise you guys, there was no security. Baghdad International Airport had no security if it was prayer time. If it was prayer time, you could just walk straight through. I don't know. Maybe there's problems with that. Maybe that's the right way of doing it. I don't know. Endeavour to Preserve is saying, look there, spaceship. Is that the kingdom of Raven going to the moon? Even the moon, I feel the moon would be doing me a disservice, guys. I do. I want to go further out. I want to go like, I don't even know. I want to catch the Voyager satellites. I want to catch the Voyager, well, they're not satellites, are they? I want to catch the Voyager probes. So just a quick message here from Neil Miranda. He's saying Pakistanis will change democracy of the UK in Sharia law. So I don't know if you guys know this or not, but like I think yesterday or maybe the day before, UK politician came up and they said, maybe it was today actually. I can't remember. It might have even been last week. UK politician came up with a dispatch box and they said, they are accepting Sharia in the United Kingdom. So that's a real thing now. Sharia courts in the United Kingdom have the thumbs up from the government. Do you know what? I want to have a Second Amendment. I want to identify as an American. Can we have America as a religion? And can I be American as my religion? And with being American, can I have a constitution? And in that constitution, can I have some legal framework to oppose a tyrannical government? I don't know. Maybe it will happen. Maybe it won't. Galloway Raider, is saying, have some fond memories of Iraq. The good old days. Yeah, I have a lot of fond memories of Iraq as well, guys. I do. You know, I only have good memories actually of being deployed to Iraq. Right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna give. So we've been on almost 40 minutes now. All right. I'm gonna give my opening monologue because I've just been ranting. I've just been ranting about how absurd the world is right now. One, can we stop all wars, please? Can we just stop them? Can we just stop all wars? Can we just stop killing? Can we stop that, please? Can we stop it? Can white Europeans unite and do what they were born to do? Which is explore, find new shit, build great shit. And then when we've done that and everything's safe and we've got all the infrastructure in place, you know, you guys who identify as black culture, you guys can come up. You can have your Notting Hill Carnival on Mars. You can have your Notting Hill Carnival on the moon. And at that point, we'll say, it's time for us to move. And then we'll go to the next planet. And then the Muslims can say, praying 5 times a day. You can all be there in your mosques and say, yeah, it's those infidels who are driving civilization, humanity forwards. It's actually Allah's will. It's our will to create Sharia all over the place. And that's fine by me, guys. Just get me off this planet. Get me to Mars. Get me to Enceladus. Let me be who I was born to be. I will continue, ladies and gentlemen. I will continue. So, sorry. Like, follow, comment, subscribe, bell notification. Do all those things, guys. Right. Okay. So what is the 1 in 1 out deal? Should I even bother with this? Do I even bother with the 1 in 1 out deal, or should I do it tomorrow? I feel like we're almost at an hour. And my opening monologue is going to be at least 15 minutes. So, like, I've got enough time right now for my opening monologue, and then it's going to be over. And I don't know about you guys, but I feel like I need a glass of wine. Do you know what? When I jump over to YouTube, I'm the Real Raven 1 on YouTube. I'm the Real Raven 1 on X. When I jump over to YouTube, I'm going to go and get a bottle of wine, and I'm going to have a glass of wine. A glass of red wine, which I like to call Crusader wine, because that's what the Crusaders used to drink. What do I do with this? Do I give you guys my opening monologue? Do I give my... right, do you know what? I'm going to try and give this like a real short version. So the 1 in 1 out bill, if you live in the United Kingdom, it was all over mainstream media. You know, we've got this new deal. We're going to send one illegal migrant back to France, and they're going to send us a migrant. So straight away, ladies and gentlemen, from the baseline, motherfucker be all fucked up. Motherfucker be all fucked up from the baseline. That's the reality, okay? Straight from the get-go, the 1 in 1 out bill, it's like, what? That's not what I want. I don't want that. So straight away, it was ballsed up. Now, they're not allowed to do this because each one of these 1 in 1 out cases has to be dealt with on individual merit. So in this case, now the one that's all over the main, in fact, have I got one up here? In fact, do you know what? Let me read you this. This will be a lot quicker, actually. Home Office to appeal temporary block on man's deportation under the 1 in 1 out scheme. Shabina Mahmood. What a brilliant British name that is. Shabina Mahmood. My name is Shabina Mahmood. And look, guys, stop. Anybody stop, right? You guys know that I talk about my time in the Middle East with an affinity. I enjoy my time in the Middle East. I enjoy, you know, being around that culture. I enjoy Eid. You know, and some of the nicest people I've met are Muslims. That doesn't mean I want that here. That doesn't mean I want that superseding my culture. That doesn't mean I want to have to pay for that culture here. If I want to witness that culture, I will go there, but I don't. So Shabina Mahmood has vowed to fight attempts to block I don't think she will, but she's vowed to fight attempts to block the first. We've not even managed to get rid of anyone yet. Not one. She vows to. I can't even be bothered. The Home Office will appeal. Speaking for the first time since the court's decision on Tuesday, the new Home Secretary said last-minute attempts to frustrate a removal are intolerable, and I will fight them at every step. Empty words, Shabina, empty words. Miss Mahmood added that she will fight to end vexatious last-minute claims and robustly defend the British public's priorities. And then there's a picture of her. Yesterday evening, a High Court. Here's the thing. This is going to, honestly, like you may need to go to the toilet because you're going to piss yourself after this. Yesterday evening, the High Court granted an Eritrean man who cannot be named for legal reasons a period of relief ahead of his deportation to France. Lawyers acting on the man's behalf said that the case lawyers acting on the man's behalf said the case concerns a trafficking claim. All right, sorry. Yeah. So basically the lawyers and the legal team said there's a trafficking case on this human. So I actually thought that this was because he didn't have any money when he went to the other. Oh no, sorry. Raven. Read the sentence before you give judgment. Right, I'll read the sentence and then I'll give judgment. So, Eritrean man in the United Kingdom, we can't get rid of him because his legal team are saying that he may have been trafficked, he may be victim to human trafficking, and he had a gunshot wound in his leg. Clearly, he's not a criminal. Clearly, he is not a criminal with a gunshot wound to his leg. They claim he's vulnerable and faces the risk of destitution in France. All right. So here's the thing. Here's the thing now, ladies and gentlemen. Now, this is going to run into hundreds of thousands of pounds. I promise you, this case will run into hundreds of thousands of pounds, maybe even $1 million. All that Eritrean man has to say is, I was human trafficked. Boom! Boom! Stop the clock. So now this is the case. Do you think anyone in the United Kingdom who may be getting deported and they say, Shabina, I was human trafficked, do you think that's the thing? My solution, listen, I can remember Nick Griffin, you know, the BNP, the far right evil guys. I can remember Nick Griffin, and this is wild. This is wild. I'm a liberal. I identify as a liberal, like a classic liberal or like a 99 liberal, like 1999 liberal. But right now, you're a right-wing like hooligan. I can remember, you know, somebody posted it on X a couple of days ago. Nick Griffin, the leader of the British National Party, he said, and this is how wild this is, guys. Nick Griffin, back in, I think it was 2000, he did a video and he said, if the British National Party got elected, they would pay people £50,000 to leave. So here's the thing, and I'm talking about the numbers now, guys. I'm talking about the numbers. And again, it sounds. I mean, listen. If Keir Starmer comes up and gives me 50 grand, I'd be like, oof, maybe. if this is going to cost hundreds and hundreds of thousands of pounds, and look, guys, as much of a bitter pill to swallow as this is the reality of the situation. If it's going to cost the taxpayers hundreds and hundreds of thousands of pounds to get rid of one migrant, why don't we just say to them, I'll give you 50 grand to leave on your own accord? You see where I'm going with that, guys? Like, and again, think of that what you want. That's what Nick Griffin, the leader of the British National Party, said. I think it was like 2000, 2001. And how wild was that? Like in 2001, people thought that was like fringe. Oh, oh, he's disgusting, he's vile, he's evil. And now we're paying hundreds and hundreds of thousands of pounds, and we can't get rid of anyone. Even rapists who fled their charges in France. Child rapists. So that's where we are, ladies and gentlemen. That is where we are right now. I'm going to get the comments. I've totally missed my monologue, guys. I've totally missed my monologue. Hopefully I'll get my monologue tomorrow. Right. Sergeant Gunnery is saying, Kabula, Kabula, the king. Watch out, Charlie boy. Yeah, so there's in the United Kingdom, in Scotland, there's a new African, well, it's not even an African tribe, is it? There's King Kabula, who he's got two mistresses. He's got his wife and a concubine, as I believe it. And they've claimed some land in Scotland, and they're claiming that land as their own. Look, let's just be clear. Let's see if they're still there by spring. I think they're going to want a nice council house and some central heating before the Scottish winter's over. And look, I've been up there. I've spent many. #Raven has spent many nights in that Scottish countryside on those wind-blasted fells in a little sleeping bag. And I'm not going to lie, ladies and gentlemen, it's pretty cold. And when the rain comes down, you kind of don't want to be there. Have I been flagged yet? No, I've not been flagged yet. Sharon Stewart is saying they've been offered a house and help and refused. They need to be sectioned. Like, so Sharon, like, maybe they need to be sectioned. Maybe we all need to be sectioned. So the Kabulas, or whatever their name is, who are claiming land in Scotland, if they're on there for 10 years, that becomes their land. So if they can, if they can stay there for 10 years, that becomes their land. So then they've got their own Kabula kingdom in Scotland. So who's the real Swizzlers? Yeah, hang on. Look, guys, let me pin this. Yeah. So the midges in that area of Scotland are horrific. If you're from America, like little mosquitoes biting your face, it's beyond a joke. I can remember being there once, and I didn't have a mosquito net, and we had to dig trenches, and it was probably the worst time in my military career. And I've had quite a few bad times in my military career. Ladies and gentlemen, urgent warning, ladies and gentlemen, urgent warning. We have got 6 minutes left on TikTok. Then I'm going to be jumping to YouTube. I'm going to go and get a bottle of wine because I think I've deserved one today. We're going to continue the live stream on YouTube, on X, where I can talk a little bit more openly. But the crux of this video is we've seen nothing yet. UK schools, media blackout, migrants breaking into schools. This is happening, ladies and gentlemen. This is happening. This is real. This is happening, but the media are not reporting on it. Keir Starmer's worried about the 8 people who got arrested on Saturday. Oh, Yes, I know we had 850, or is it 890? Is it 890? Yeah, I know we had 890 people arrested, but they were useful idiots. We had 8 people arrested the other day, and we're going to bring down the full force of the law on those people. We're going to make sure those people can't work, have a job, nor do anything. We're going to destroy those people. We're going to make them outlaws in the United Kingdom. Yeah, so just a quick comment here, guys. Just a quick comment here. From now, he's saying, from the 26 arrested at the march on the weekend, 18 of those that were arrested were from the counter protest. So that leaves like what, 8 people? Let me do Raven maths. Oh, hang on, I've got a message from Ukraine. Hang on, give me a second, guys. I've got 2 messages actually. Sorry, guys, that was a message from Ukraine. Right, what time are we? Right, ladies and gentlemen, we've got 4 minutes left. 4 minutes left, ladies and gentlemen, and then we will be jumping to X. We will be jumping to YouTube. We'll be talking about all the stuff we've just spoken about. But I'll have a glass of wine in my hand, and you guys will get to hear Raven without my filter. If you can imagine such a thing. Sean McKay is saying, I have some outlaw friends. Maybe best to join up. So these UK laws mean. Yeah, so I don't think you can outlaw people anymore in the UK. Being an outlaw was like a thing of the past. So like, I don't know when you couldn't outlaw people, but like when you outlawed someone, it meant basically they had no rights under the law. You could do what you want to them. So James McDonald is saying, we are in Ilpania, jets flying all over the place. Where's Ilpania? I don't even know where that is. Is that in the UK? I know in the UK right now, there's, I was watching, what's his name? Ricky Veteran. He did a video and he was saying that there's a military exercise over the UK right now. And, you know, these things do happen quite often. I think that's from now until the 3rd of October. Hang on, guys. Right, the chat's going crackers. Glento, Gentle Glento is saying, when it's rammed down our necks, it's an issue. Jomase Po is saying, haha, you are cracking me up today, Sean. I don't even know what I've said, guys. I think it's because, honestly, I watched Last of the Mohicans. It's like an old, well, I don't feel it's an old movie. Do you know what? Let me find, when was, it's got to be like the 90s or something. When? 1992! Jesus! Wow. So I watched Last of the Mohicans like last night. Wow, 92. Wow. That makes me feel powerful. So I was watching Last of the Mohicans last night. I must have not seen, I mean, I've probably not seen this movie for 20 years. And I was watching Last of the Mohicans. And now, you know, now I've got children and, you know, my life's different. The whole movie has a totally different context. Now I've been to those countries that have got no rule of law. And I understand the feelings and the emotions that must have been going through those people. you know, the colonizers, the settlers, they're going there to the New World, and then the Indians, and then the dynamics, and then the good Indians, the bad, you know, I totally get it. And I was like, wow, where is that now? And this is like, I think what the blacks and the Muslims need to do right now, like, is just let us go. Let white Europeans be white Europeans, you know. Let white Europeans be white Europeans. That's what you need to let us do. And I'm not talking about colonizing anywhere on Earth, because that's already been colonized. We need to go to other worlds, other planets. Like, wouldn't it be fantastic? This is what I want, guys. This is just me. I want to walk on Mars or the moon, and I want to know that what I'm seeing, no human has ever seen it before. I don't know what's beyond that horizon. I don't know what's beyond that valley. That's what I want to do as a white European. And we don't have that anymore. And we're being totally emasculated. Totally emasculated. Oh, sorry, I was talking about Tommy Robinson March. Totally emasculated. Right, ladies and gentlemen, we've done an hour on TikTok. You guys are fantastic. You guys are so good looking. You're so intelligent. The comments that I get off you guys are absolutely fantastic. And thank you so much for those. But ladies and gentlemen, it's become that time where I'm going to jump over to YouTube. I'm going to jump over to X, where I'm going to be exclusively streaming on YouTube and X. In fact, as soon as I click off, I'm going to run over to that way. I'm going to get a bottle of wine. I'm going to open the bottle of wine. It's red wine. It's Crusader wine. It's colonist wine. You know, I'm going to have a glass of, I don't even know if I've got a glass. I might have to have it out of a pint glass. I don't know. Or a water bottle. I might even just do it out of the bottle. Like a real Templar. But if you're not going to jump over to YouTube, guys, please jump over. Follow me on YouTube. Follow me on X. Follow me on TikTok. I'm the Real Raven One on all platforms. I'm the Real Raven One on all platforms, guys. If you're not going to jump over, I'll be back on tomorrow morning at 10. I'll be back. No, do you know what? Actually, tomorrow morning, I'm going to be back on earlier. I think I'm going to be back on at 9 tomorrow, because my friend's got 2 trees that have fallen down in his farm, and I'm going to go and help him cut them up. So I think I'll be on tomorrow morning at 9. But don't worry, ladies and gentlemen, because we are triple streaming. All the videos are uploaded to YouTube. Like, comment, subscribe, share, do all those things, ladies and gentlemen, because I'm closing down TikTok now, and I will be exclusively on YouTube. I'll be back on tomorrow morning. And just before I go, be proud of your heritage, guys. Right, we're off. We are off. And I am only streaming now on YouTube, on X. That means I can say fuck, shit, bugger. It doesn't matter, right? I can take the piss out of people. I can open up a little bit more. Ladies and gentlemen, can you guys just wait there for like 2 minutes while I go and get a bottle of wine? Can you do that? Would you do that? Thank you. Give me 2 seconds. Oh. Right, where are we, guys? Where are we? Raven's back. I've got my wine. Can you see that? How awesome is that, guys? Come on, be honest. How awesome is that? That, good sir, is Ravens Special Reserve. You see, I'm not allowed to do this stuff on TikTok because it's so gay. You know, I can't even get through. Says Nick, I can't even open the bottle. Right, let's let that sit for a while. No, I can smell 1,000 years of history. It's like, right, let's get on to these Hammond Eggs is saying horse pish. It's not horse pish eggs and Hammond, it's real red wine. Hang on. That's cool. Are you sure you didn't already have a bottle before coming on? I am absolutely sure I didn't have a bottle before coming on. Wow, that's strong. Templar Matt is saying, what year is on the wine? It's this year, actually. I made this in this was finished in June this year, June 25. I think I've got about 50 bottles of it. Gemma Howie is saying, our wine in Scotland is Buckfast. I remember when I went to, I was in Northern Ireland, and we had the wine we used to drink. We used to drink Buckfast, and I can remember we had a Scottish guy with us. He's like, here, Sean, let's go to the off-road and get a bottle of Bucky. God, I'm going to be shiters with that, guys. I may not, you know what, I'm going to use a creative discretion here and probably not finish that whole glass. Punks is saying Sharia means law. Yes, it does. So yeah, 100%. He said, yeah, it absolutely does. Right, ladies and gentlemen, let me just go back through what we've been talking about today. So first of all, if you guys are on right now, can you do me a real big favor, guys? All right. Can you share this live stream? Like, I don't know if you're sharing it on X, if you're sharing it on YouTube, wherever you're sharing it, guys, that really helps me out. It really does. The TikTok algorithm is absolutely gay. It's like so homosexual, which is fine if you're gay, but I'm not. Now, and just quickly, I did it the last live stream I did. I was calling out Bob Villain again. Can you guys do me a real big favor if you're on? Can you go and share that video on his page? Because I'm going to keep calling this guy out, Bob Villain, until he responds. And if he doesn't respond, I'm going to start on his fans. I'm going to start on his fans, people who like him, people who listen to his music. I am going to unleash the gates of hell. I am going to make it my mission to get Bob Villain in a boxing ring, in a cage with the Raven. And I'll tell you, ladies and gentlemen, I don't have any fighting experience. I'm 1-0 in the Georgian Dragon car park. And I'm sure Bob Villan, you know, he gets up on stage, he's got no shirt on, he's strutting around, he's telling people he's going to bang them, he's being aggressive, he's being offensive. Fine. You got to talk the talk, Bobby. You got to walk the walk. And unfortunately, I think your shoelaces are tied. Oh, hang on a minute. Sean, Debbie Doob had a reply from Bobby Biscuits. Right, is Debbie Doobs on? Debbie Doobs, are you on? Right, Debbie Doobs, are you on? And did you get a reply from Bobby? Because please let me. Oh, Debbie, somebody just said you got a response from. Right, Debbie Doobs, somebody just said you got a response from Bob Villan. Is that true? Oh, right, Debbie. Don't just drip feeding me, Debbie. What did he say? What did he say? Hello, mate. Hello? What did he say, Debbie? Does Sean have... No, Debbie, I don't have you muted. Debbie, I can see you. I'm responding to you. Hang on. Give me a second. Right, guys, I've literally got to jump outside a second. Give me 2 secs. Hang on. Ladies and gentlemen, give me 2 seconds. I've got to run out. I'll be back in 2 seconds. Debbie Doobs, can you let me know what the reply from Bob Villan was, please? Right. Then I asked, was he going to reply to you? Come on, Debbie. He said he doesn't reply to trolls. Debbie Doobs, you, good sir, are fantastic. Thank you so much. Right. Okay. So what we need to do, we need to get this guy and we need to continue that pressure. Debbie Doobs, you have been absolutely fantastic. And I honestly, Debbie, like you're not only are you a star, you are the only star. You're like the brightest star right now in the universe. Right. So what we need to do is, now he's bitten and he's seen that video. What we can say now is he's ducking. He's absolutely ducking. So we'll continue this pressure, continue to troll him on his page. Let's keep that pressure up, guys. We have got a response. Debbie Doobs, thank you so much. Do I need to start cutting weight? Because I'm obviously like bigger than him. So I need to start cutting weight, right? Because I don't want him to claim that I'm heavier than him or I've got any advantage. If anything, I'm happy to meet him and him and a couple of his mates. I don't even care. Debbie Doobs, thank you so much, Debbie Doobs. You are honestly, Debbie. Debbie, send me your address. I'm going to send you some merch. I have got a little bit of merch. I'm going to send you a little bit of stuff, Debbie. Thank you so much, Debbie. Thank you so much. Guys, listen, it's working. We're driving forward. Let's get this guy on the back foot. What we'll do next is Now he's responded. He knows we know he's seen our videos. We're going to keep going. We're going to keep going at his fans, and we'll tell his fans, we'll say, look, your boy, what's his name? Your boy, Bob Villain, he's jumping up there. He's telling the people he's going to bang people out, but he's also running from people. Let's drive this home, guys. I know we can do this, guys. We can do this. I promise you, we can do this collectively. Let's get Bob Villain in a ring with Raven. It's not even like there's no reason for him to fight me. If he says he's like waving the Palestinian flag and he's saying inshallah, I personify everything that he's against. I am literally the personification of his I am the personification of his what's the word I'm looking for, of his enigma, I guess. I am everything that he is against, and I just think he's a dick. Right? So I identify as a white European. I want to go to the universe. I want to go places that nobody else has ever been. I want to go to planets that nobody else has been to. I want to walk on land that no one else has ever been to. And, you know, he would say, I don't know, he may say he's black. And because he's black, he will just wait for the white Europeans to go over there. And then he'll be like, hiya, where's my free stuff? Where's my free stuff? Can I have free stuff? We'll be like, yeah, take that free stuff. We're not bothered about that shit. We're going. Debbie Doobs, thank you so much. You are absolutely fantastic, Debbie, fantastic. Ladies and gentlemen, we are making inroads. We're driving forward. It's going to happen. Can you feel it in your bones? Does anybody else want a glass of Raven's Templar Spirit wine? Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. Look, guys, seriously though, I can't thank you guys enough what we're doing right now. This is going to, I think this is going to happen. He's obviously seen the pic. He's obviously seen the videos. I am going to continue doing those videos. And they're going to be more and more outrageous until he bites, until he says something. Let's keep that pressure on, ladies and gentlemen. Debbie Doobs, you are an absolute star. You know, you guys are an absolute star. Silly Gallardi's just popped up. Well, she did just pop up. Somewhere she did. There she is. Silly Gallardi just popped up and said, you know, he'll probably say the blacks are indigenous to Mars. Yeah, yeah. Actually, us blacks are actually part of Mars. We're actually Martians. You're really not. You're really not, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You get your free stuff anyway. But look, guys, the main crux of this video, because I'm going to close it down now, right now. We need to be serious about this, okay? So there has been a UK media blackout. Migrants are breaking into schools right now in the United Kingdom, not just in the United Kingdom, in Epping. You kind of think they would leave Epping alone, but they've not, you know. And this is from the mainstream media right now. Migrants have broken into schools in Epping. That's the reality. That's what mainstream media. Well, one channel is reporting on that, and that is I think it's the Express. Yeah, the Express, Daily Express, or whatever it's called. We can't get rid of these people from our country right now, so we should stop pretending. You know, we need to go to Antarctica. I'll take Antarctica if that's all I'm going to get. I'll take being a settler to Antarctica. I'll take that. You know, and all these things that I've been talking about, you can see them now in real time. But ladies and gentlemen, you know, from as far as Debbie Doobs is concerned, thank you so much, Debbie. You know, and Sean McKay. Listen, Sean McKay is saying, you know, the Charlie guy who goes around and like provokes people, which he does. He provokes people. His bodyguard is posting videos saying he wants to fight them. Look, guys, I'm happy to tag team. I don't care. I just want to throw hands. Galloway Raider is saying we've had tyrants in Parliament for decades. What's a few migrant vagrants going to do there? Yeah. Look, ladies and gentlemen, listen, guys. Look, guys, thank you so much. Debbie Doobs, you are an absolute legend. Please send me your address, and I'm going to send you some. I've got some of the last merch. I wasn't going to do a live stream with it because we've only got a bit left. Let me send you that and whatever I can. Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're watching right now and you want to see a fight between Raven and Bob Villain or Pascal von Anal Lover, whatever his name is, Robertson Foster, I think it is. If you want to see that fight happen, you need to go onto my X page and share the videos that I'm doing with him. And I'll give you this message right now. He gets up on the stage. He does. He gets up on the stage behind his security guards and he says the most vile, disgusting things. And he has said quite a few times, you chat shit, you'll get banged. Fair enough. I'm chatting shit. When are you going to bang me? I'm here, ready and waiting. Please come and bang me. He also said in Glastonbury, he told one of the fans, he said, if you buy a ticket for the showing somewhere and you turn up, I'll bang you. So he's clearly projecting himself as a hard man. Ladies and gentlemen, I looked at his face the other day for the first time. It's not even going to be a fight. It's not even going to be a fight. And I feel, and he knows that as well. So I am thinking about, like, it may have to be like a double team or something where him and his head of security or the biggest one of his security guards has to come and take me on first, you know, just to warm me up. I'm 10 years older than this guy as well. I'm 10 years older than this guy. He can't win. And he's never going to win. And he knows that. And what we need to let his fans know is that they're going to a fraud. He's a fraud. He's giving it the big one, like he's this big pro-Palestine guy, and he's gonna bang everyone out. He ain't got a bang in him. I doubt he can bang a wank out without 2 Viagra and a pint of beer. Yeah, I said that. So hang on, should we said that? DB Cooper is saying a charity boxing match or at the back of the Georgian Dragon. I'm good either way. I can't believe I just said that, guys. I'm going to finish this wine. Ladies and gentlemen, do you want to see that fight happen? Do you want to see that fight happen? What's his name? Pascal. What's his name? Pascal? Pascal? Is it Pascal? Pascal Robertson Foster? I mean, look. This is a man. First of all, he was saying, I heard you want your country back. Ha ha. Shut the fuck up. Honestly. You know when I've beaten him in under 30 seconds and he's laid on the floor and he's I'm not, do you know what? Stop. I'm not even going to beat him in under 30 seconds. I'm gonna make sure this is mixed martial. You know what? Whatever he wants to do, boxing, mixed martial arts, slapping. He can't beat me. I've looked at his face. There's a reason he hides behind his beard and hair. There's a reason he hides. There's a reason I'm clean shaven, and there's a reason he hides behind his beard and his dreadlocks. There's a reason. He knows he's nothing. And he has to wake up every morning. And I promise you guys, I'm going to haunt his dreams. But I can only do that if you help me. So please, ladies and gentlemen, I did a video. It was uploaded to my X. It was a live stream that went on X. Please go and share that on his page. Go and share that on Bob Villain's page and say, look, this guy, Raven, he's a veteran. He's 10 years older than you. He's chatting shit about you. Why are you not going to bang it out, Bob? I keep buying your albums because I think you're going to bang people out, and I think you're a big tough guy. Like, he's offering to do that with a referee, fair, legal. I'll drop down to his weight. I can guarantee you he doesn't weigh as much as me. I will drop down to his weight. And you know his big shoulders and his bravado? I guarantee you they're no match for my cardio and my resilience. He's got no idea what's coming to him. He's got no... When he got up there and he made fun... I don't even know Charlie Kirk, guys. I've never even been in this... I've probably never been within 100 miles of Charlie Kirk. But as far as I'm concerned, he's a wholesome guy. He's intelligent. He got murdered in front of his family. And he's making fun out of him. I don't care, guys. I don't care now. I don't care anymore. He needs to answer for his words. He's got free speech, yes. So have I. Answer me, Bob Villain, whatever you're calling yourself. Why are you ignoring me? You're ducking me like the coward you are. Bob Villain, you was born a coward, you lived a coward, and you're going to die a coward. That your existence is exactly the word coward. When people look in the dictionary in years to come and they see the word coward, they will see a picture of your face at the side of it. That's the reality. Right, sorry guys. Right, let's continue. Lots of comments. Right, sorry guys. I'm totally waffling, aren't I? I'm waffling. DB Cooper is saying, I hide behind a beard and hair because I'm too pretty. I don't think that's Bob Villain. Linda, yes, put it on his X account, whatever accounts you can do. Just look, he's already bitten. Debbie Doobs, the absolute legend, the legend, which we should all remember her name, Debbie Doobs, has already got him to bite. So he's bitten. He's seen me. He's seen me right now. He knows that I'm calling him out and he's hiding. And look, what do I always say, ladies and gentlemen? Whether this is Israel and in the Middle East, whether this is the NATO, whether this is Russia, if you should avoid wars at all costs. But if you're in a war, you've got to win them at all costs. And ladies and gentlemen, I put myself in this war. Bob Villain's my enemy. I want to win that war. And I'm not backing down. It won't happen. Like, if you think I'm going to back down or lose energy, lose direction, not a chance. Not a chance. I'm not going to lose direction until Bob Villain has met me mono a mono in that ring. That sounds gay. That sounds gay and homosexual. I'm not going to stop until Bob Villain has met me in that cage. That sounds slightly erotic, but we'll go with that. It's better than meet him in the ring. So yes, guys, look, if you can just do me a favor, real big favor, go on to my my ex. I did a video calling out Bob Villain again because he's a shithouse. He's a big baguette. Look, guys, I'm a real baguette, and he's a bitch ass baguette, and he'll only ever be a bitch ass baguette because his mum and dad are millionaires, and he didn't really have a rock punk band. His mum and dad paid for his rock punk band to get the first likes, follows, views, and shares. And now his little bitch-ass followers follow him because he's been paid. So he ain't a real baguette. I'm a real baguette. He's a bitch-ass baguette. And that's all he's ever going to be. And I'm going to make him meet his maker. But I can't do it without your help, guys. So, sorry, I was digressing. Please, if you can, ladies and gentlemen, go to my X page, grab my X, the last video I did before this. It was like Bob Villain, I'm calling you. I can't remember what it was, literally the last video before this. Go and share it on his page and say, Bob Villain, this guy is chatting shit about you. Why won't you bang him? And I'm doing it fair. Do you know what? Fuck it. I will even give him 5 kilos. whatever he weighs, Jesus Christ, that's going to be hard. Do you know what? Scrap that. I'm going to go with equal weight because I know I weigh. I'm a bigger guy than him. I'm a stronger guy than him. Right now, if he came in here right now, I'd hold him down with one hand. I'd finish my bottle of wine. I probably wouldn't even fight him. He's that pathetic. But what I'm getting at here is weight does have a big thing. But I'm not worried about giving 5 kilos to him. I'm worried that I can't get 5 kilos less than him. I may give 5 kilos less than him. Do you know what? How about this? I will, Bob Villan, if you're worried about the weight advantage and you're worried about having an advantage over me, I will fight you and I will give you a weight advantage. I want to go for 5 kilos. I physically don't know if I can. I mean, you're quite a skinny little wretch. I'll get down to your weight. Don't worry, Bob. If there's a chance that I can get my hands on you, I will go down that well. I will go down that well and I will open that can of candy up and I will take everybody to the candy shop and I'll give them all my credit card and I'll say, listen, guys, candy shop's on Raven tonight. Alexander Travers is saying Raven Army is to go. Alexander Travers, right? Okay, Alexander, I know you're from Texas. If you're going to share that stuff on X on his page, can you say like something like and get any of your American friends? Can you say, hey, from America, Bob Villan, we're in America. Why are you not calling this guy out? Us Americans think you're pathetic. Guys, if we keep that pressure on him, he's got to respond. He's got to respond because his fans will start saying to him, hang on a minute, Bobby Villan. We were all listening to you, think he was a big man. You know, I've dyed my hair blue and I've got 7 piercings in my face and I think you're a big man. Raven's calling you out on a fair fight. He's going to give you a weight advantage and you won't meet him. Come on, Bobby. Come on, Bobby. You got this, bro. You can do me. Silly Gallardi, he's saying his brain has got no weight. I'd like to have a debate with him. You know this Bob Villan? I'd like to do 3 things. I'd like to have a debate with him and show you how my white European mind is far more intellectual than his. I'd like to play him at chess. Just to show you guys what a bitch he is and how much more cerebral I am. And then after I've beat him at chess, we could enter the cage like gentlemen and one man enter, one man leave. But with the debating things, like, you know, what really did it for me, guys, is when he called Charlie Kirk a piece of shit. I've never met Charlie Kirk. I don't think there would be. Do you know what? There might be actually. I mean, I know Nigel and I know Nigel Farage. Well, I've met Nigel Farage, and I've got friends who are friends with Nigel Farage, and I know Nigel Farage is friends with Charlie Kirk. So there may have been a circumstance where I might have met Charlie. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Couldn't care less. The fact that he said he was a piece of shit. That's what did it for me. I can get it that this guy, Bob Villan, is overtly racist. I get it. He wants the river to the sea in Israel and he wants the Palestine. Oh, fine. The deal. I don't care. Go and say what you want. I genuinely don't care. Go and do that. When a man has just been murdered in front of his wife and fucking children, you call him a piece of shit. I don't care, guys. That flipped a switch. You turned me from Prime Raven to Ultra Raven. And you don't want that shit. Bob Villan, you don't want that shit coming on your ass. I'm talking gay again, aren't I? I'm just giving gay shit all the time. Right. James Brooke is saying, the Lord isn't impressed by brawling. I don't care if the Lord's impressed in brawling or not. I've got no doubt you can bang him, Sean. I don't care. Maybe, you know what? Let me read this comment. The Lord isn't impressed with brawling. I've got no doubt you can bang him, Sean. But the more he talks, the more he exposes the evil with. I get that. He's not. I don't. Do you know what, guys? You know, maybe right now the world we're in. Maybe right now the world we're in. Evil has exposed itself. But maybe, just maybe that evil. Maybe we need a different type of evil to defeat that evil. Maybe we need a different type of evil to defeat Satan. Maybe we need a good type of evil to stand up and say, do you know what? I don't give a shit anymore. Bob Villain, you're making fun, and I can't, honestly, I mean, we have two girls. We have two girls. I do lectures. You guys don't know what I do, but I do lectures. I'm a lecturer. I'm a fucking lecturer. I'm a lecturer at several universities and museums, and I'm calling out fisticuffs to a punk rocker over a guy I've never met. Fucking wild, ladies and gentlemen. Absolutely wild. Maybe we need evil. Maybe we need a different type of evil. Tracy McGibbon is saying, Sean, the guy that attacked the Ukrainian girl got life today, and he fell to his knees crying. I don't care if he fell to his knees crying. I want him to have the chair. I want him to sit in a chair. I want that motherfucker to sit in a chair. You've got this guy, Irena Zarutska, beautiful Ukrainian girl. Never met. She had to flee Ukraine in 2022. Irena Zarutska has probably not seen her dad since 2022. Do you know? Because the Ukrainians are white Europeans. And when white Europeans get invaded, the men stay behind and the men fight. And the women and children leave. That's what white Europeans do. And Irena Zarutska was racially murdered by a black man. Don't anyone, nobody can say that Irena Zarutska was not murdered in a racially aggravated attack. This motherfucker, he came on the train or bus, I don't even know, and he was saying, I'm having that white girl. I'm going to have that white girl. She was the only white girl on there. Oh, he had mental health problems. He was hurting it. Fuck yourself. Everybody that commits murder has got mental health problems. Everybody. You don't commit murder unless you've got mental health problems. And we're just pussyfooting around the real problem here, guys. The real war is good versus evil. Good is manifesting itself, and so is evil. But you know what? I do think some of this evil needs to be taken down with a different type of evil. Can you imagine right now, guys, what that dad is going through? And look, guys, if you're a dad right now, if this is not a wake-up call for dads, husbands, brothers, men of the West, guys, you need whatever you're doing in your life, you need to look after your women. We need to look after our women. If you're a dad, make sure you've got enough money that your daughter doesn't need to work. Make sure that she doesn't need to go on public transport. Make sure that she's got her own car. If that's not a calling card for you right now, I don't know what is. I don't know what is. Look at that poor girl, Irena Zarutska, when she's cowering. James, maybe I'm a demon. Maybe I'm a demon, James. Maybe I'm a demon. I don't know. But whatever I am, I still want to throw down with what's his name? Fucking sorry, Bob Villain. Ham and Eggs are saying for Gondor, men of the West, stand united. Ham and Eggs is saying, Sean, I'm all alone. My heart's with you. I'm all alone, estranged from my family, and the NHS sterilized me. What do I do? I don't know. Start going to restaurants on your own. Start going to restaurants. Just own it. Own it. Whatever your situation is in your life, guys, this wine is fantastic. Templar wine, real Crusader wine. Come on. Who's impressed? Come on, who's impressed with that? You've got the Templar. So you've got the Templar Knight. You've got Raven. You've got the berries. You've got a little Raven on the wine barrel. Raven Special Reserve. Merlot. It was bottled June 2025, and it's 13% alcohol. That's how we roll at Raven's Roost. Silly Gallardi is saying one of the iron missiles in Israel killed a whole Ukrainian family. Not Jews that came here as asylum. The dad stayed behind to fight. That's what we do, ladies and gentlemen. Western culture, Western men, white European men, they stay behind and they fight. They protect their women and children. They explore. They be who they were born to be. You know, that's the reality. Gareth Thomas is saying, mate, that looks like a $3.89 bottle from Lidl. It's not. It's surprisingly good. I made this myself. I made this myself. I put a little bit more or less, whichever way you're looking at it. It's a rather sweet red wine. It is from the Merlot grape, but I added a little bit of extra sugar in it. And when I fermented it, the yeast didn't ferment everything because the yeast had worn out. And sorry, not worn out. The yeast doesn't wear out. The yeast multiplies. The yeast had settled to the bottom and it couldn't go through the wine. So it's a rather sweet red wine, almost porty. But no, it's certainly not anything you could buy from a shop. Right, listen, guys, I've just looked at the time. I do apologize. I do apologize. I am going to cut this off now. You guys have been fantastic, as always. If you're watching on YouTube, if you're watching on X, you guys have been fantastic. Can you please, though, do me a real big favor? We know we've got we know we've caught traction now. I know we've got traction. Let's keep that pressure on. Let's keep that pressure on Bob Villain or Pascal, what's his name? Pascal Robinson Foster. I will give him kilograms. I will give him as many kilograms as I can give him. All right, I will. I will drop down to whatever his weight is and below. Ladies and gentlemen, this guy, Bob Villain, he's a vile man. He's a vile man. He stands out there in front of his fans, behind his security, and he chats shit. No, do you know what? He doesn't chat shit. He's vile. And he says, if you chat shit, you get banged. Well, I'm chatting shit about him now. And I want you guys to go and share my stuff on his page and say, listen, Bob Villain, this guy here, he's not just some random YouTuber or guy on TikTok. This is the guy who spent time in the military, and he is diametrically opposed to everything you stand for. If you could bang him out, we would follow you and we would know that your dreadlocks are worth their salt. If not, Bobby, Are you just chatting shit? That's where we need to go. So, guys, if you can, do me a real big favor before we go. Go onto my X, or even cut and paste this YouTube. Go and post it to him. Let him know. Let him know and say to him, Bobby, this guy's chatting shit about you. Why are you not going to respond? Why are you not going to respond? Because, guys, I promise you, I'm not going to let sleeping dogs lie. I'm going to drive this. I will continue to drive this. Even if I have to turn up at his concerts and buy a VIP pass to meet him, this is going to happen. We together can make this happen. But ultimately, ladies and gentlemen, I need your help in that. You need me to be in that cage with him, don't you? You need to see that. We all need to see that. Me and Bobby Villain with his big dreadlocks and his big beard. Let's see how long it takes. I'll tell you right now, ladies and gentlemen, it's not going to be a quick fight. I will take him down in the last round. Anyway, guys, I'm going to close this down now. The crux of the video was UK media blackout. Migrants are breaking into schools now. Yeah, of all places, Epping, where you think that have learned their lesson. Migrants are breaking into Epping. It's all kicking off. The world collapsing. If you was on the live stream earlier on this morning, we were saying get ready for the 26th, potentially 27th of this month, which would be next Friday. You know, a lot of data points are aiming towards that. Bob Villain, if you can, go and share that stuff. And if you can't, ladies and gentlemen, don't worry about it. You guys are fantastic. You're beautiful. You're awesome. You are exactly where you need to be in your life. I will be back on tomorrow morning at 10. If I don't see you at 10, I'll probably see you at 8. I'm going to close this down now, guys. I'll see you guys later.